What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we have got some really exciting news straight out of EA Play about the new experience coming to Battlefield 2042 known as Battlefield Portal. I was once again lucky enough to get invited to an early reveal event for Battlefield Portal hosted by EA and Ripple Effect Studios. A massive thank you to those guys for having me at the event, and they went completely in depth and showed us everything that this mode has to offer, which we're going to be breaking down in this video. Now, before we get into the video, a few hours after this video goes live, I will actually have a complete trailer breakdown of what they showed us earlier at EA Play, where I can actually point out every little piece of content that we see and talk about it in depth. And then on top of that, I was actually lucky enough to get a one-on-one interview with Tompen Anderson from Ripple Effect Studios, and I'll have a video of that up tomorrow, as well as plenty more content over the next few weeks and months. So if you guys are new, then be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications, because you do not want to miss out on this stuff if you are a fan of Battlefield. But with that out of the way, guys, let's get stuck into the good stuff. So I'm sure most of you guys probably watched EA Play or saw the Battlefield stuff from it anyway, but for those who didn't, Battlefield Portal is one of the new experiences that EA, DICE and Ripple Effect are offering in Battlefield 2042. This mode brings back some classic Battlefield content from Battlefield 1942, Battlefield Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3, and allows us to relive some of those old memories in our favourite games, as well as actually being able to live some completely new experiences due to some of the crazy stuff that they have to offer with the custom game modes. There's going to be 6 maps in Battlefield Portal at launch, those being Battle of the Bulge and Al Alamein from 1942, Arica Harbour and Valparaiso from Bad Company 2, and then Caspian Border and Noshaar Canals from Battlefield 3, all of which are some of the all-time fan favourite maps in the Battlefield franchise. We'll be able to play these maps in Conquest, Rush and Team Deathmatch, or we'll be able to play on community-built game modes, which I'll touch on a little bit later, but essentially we can completely make up our own game modes and have complete control over the rules and the logic blocks, and it's going to be insane to see what people come up with. Now, not only can we play on those 6 maps, but we can even mix them in with the 2042 maps, so we could have, say, Rush servers with all 13 maps in the rotation, and so there's technically going to be 13 maps in the game at launch, which is very exciting to hear, since a lot of people weren't really happy with only 7, and while sure, these maps will be slightly smaller and they are technically old content, I think most people are going to be pretty excited to play on them since they are fan favourites. Now, on top of the maps, there is also a heap of other content from those 3 games, so there's over 60 weapons between the 3 of them, there's 45 vehicles and 31 gadgets, on top of the Battlefield 2042 content. So if we get, say, 40 weapons in 2042, 20 vehicles and 20 gadgets, then the game will be launching with 100 plus weapons, 65 plus vehicles and 50 plus gadgets on top of 13 maps, and that is just at the launch of the game. So our initial worries about a lack of content have essentially been dismissed right here and now. Now, I actually managed to write down every single weapon, vehicle and gadget that the game will be including from these 3 older games. I'm going to have a video up on that in the coming days with every single piece of content in the Battlefield Portal, so like I said earlier, keep your eyes peeled for that one. Now, like I was saying about the community games, there will be a few different experiences within the Battlefield Portal, so it's not just one single game mode or anything like that. There'll be official experiences, which are going to be servers that DICE and Ripple Effect themselves have created, so those will probably mostly be like regular Battlefield type of game modes, including Conquest, Rush and TDM, and they'll no doubt have a mix of different variations. So they'll probably have Conquest on only the old maps, Conquest on all 13 of the maps, including the 2042 ones, and then the same sort of thing for Rush and TDM, as well as possibly some of their own creations. For example, they confirmed that things like Infected are actually possible to be created, so those will be official experiences from the team. There'll then be the community experiences, which are going to be game modes and servers that are actually created by the community, so these are going to be literally whatever anyone wants to make. Like I said, people can make stuff like Infected, or you could do a game mode which has one team using only shotguns and one team using only snipers, or even making your own version of gun game, for example. So these community game modes are essentially just custom lobbies made by us and everyone else in the community. They confirmed that they will actually spotlight some of their favourite modes that the fans have made, but then we can also just go and look through every single community created experience that is currently online, so no doubt there will be plenty of absolutely wild creations. Now, lastly, there is then what is called the Battlefield Builder, and this is actually where we can make those creations, and this is actually a website rather than something in the game. So you can do this from your phone or your laptop laptop or whatever you want. If you're bored on the bus to school, you can literally just make a fun game mode to play when you get home from school. So I thought that was an awesome touch, and with it being a website, it also means they can update it a lot more freely rather than us having to download updates for it, if that makes sense. The amount of depth in this Battlefield builder is actually just unheard of. I'm not joking when I say I could give you guys 20 examples of game modes that you could make, and then that doesn't even scratch the surface of what's actually possible. You can edit the logic within the game and everything, so you can make it so that each time you kill someone, your health instantly regenerates, for example. You can literally just completely change the way the game plays, and like I said, I can already see people coming up with some insane game modes that have never been seen before in any shooter ever made. There is honestly too much to go into, so I'm likely going to make an entire video in a few days just solely focused on the Battlefield builder. Just for context, we saw a 45-minute presentation about everything in Battlefield Portal, and 20 minutes of that was just the design director showing us step by step how to make a snipers vs shotguns gun game variant. So this thing is just unbelievable, and I cannot wait to see what people come up with. Now, I'm actually studying digital design at university, which involves a lot of coding, and I'm not joking when I say that this borderline gives you as much control as if you were able to actually code your own game modes. It does obviously have certain limitations just to make sure that the game modes work and stuff like that, so it's not quite 100% freedom, and it's definitely dumbed down a little bit because learning to code is literally like learning the hardest language in the world, but that's genuinely the only thing I can compare it to. It's almost giving us the ability to code our own game modes and server rules into the game. Something else that is absolutely amazing as well is that you actually have the ability to share your rule set with everyone, and then they can essentially take your game mode and make their own variant of it as well, keeping your own mode exactly the same, but then they essentially get their own version. So let's just say I made a really fun game mode and all of you guys really enjoyed it and we played on stream together and it's just a bunch of fun, but then maybe there's just one thing that you really want to change. Maybe you just hate a single weapon in the game and you want to remove that weapon but keep the actual game mode identical. Well, I could share the rules with you guys and you can just tweak one single aspect and have your very own version of my original mode. So that alone is just an awesome feature that means people can take what they love and just make it exactly the way they want it. Maybe you love the game mode that I made, but I have it set to all 13 maps and you only want to play it on Caspian Border 24/7. So again, you can just take the exact mode provided that I do share the link, and then you can just make it Caspian Border 24/7. So like I said, that just adds a whole other level of freedom to it. Now, it is going to be pretty confusing, but the great thing is that since everyone has access to make game modes, probably 99% of people are never going to need to make their own modes if they don't want to. So even if this doesn't interest you at all, well, this is still a big win for us fans because we still get to play the community game modes anyway. Maybe you don't even care at all about the community game modes, all you like to do is just play Conquest, for example, and even then, Battlefield Portal is still amazing for those people because we've essentially just gained 6 more maps, 60 plus weapons, and the list goes on. So this is literally just a win for everyone. At the absolute least, this is just more content, and at the absolute most, it is complete control in making the exact type of games that you want to play. Now, lastly, they did confirm that setting up your own game modes and stuff like that is all completely free, so it's not a rental server program like in Battlefield 4 where you had to rent out the server. This is all free, or I guess technically it's not free because you have to buy the game first, but once you buy the game, all of this is free within the game anyway. This is such an awesome addition to the franchise in my opinion. I had seen leaks of this beforehand, so I somewhat knew that this was their plan, or at least thought it would be anyway, but I had no idea that it would have this level of control, and honestly this has me just as hyped as the actual reveal of the game, which I initially didn't think would be the case. So I could not be happier about this, and I am sure a lot of you guys are going to feel the same. Like I said, I have got a trailer breakdown coming just a few hours after this video, and then an exclusive one-on-one interview the day after, and then the day after that I'll be listing every piece of content that we're receiving from Battlefield Portal. So if you guys are new, then be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on any more Battlefield 2042 content. Lastly, my channel memberships have actually just gone live as well earlier this week, so if you are interested in supporting me here on YouTube, then consider checking out those channel member rewards. A massive thank you to my man Simon, who is the first channel member. Your support does not go unnoticed, man, so thank you a heap for that. But that is going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you all out there on the battlefield.